Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we've got a really interesting one for you. Lancaster Resources, they've got exposure to lithium, copper, and solar energy. So a really diversified basket if you're looking to take advantage of the clean or green energy revolution. We've got a lot to talk about in today's video, but before we get into it, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a big help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And let me know in the comment section below if you're currently holding shares of Lancaster, what you think about the lithium sector overall, and your expectations for this space over the next couple of years. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Lancaster Resources, also known as Lancaster Lithium Incorporated, trades on the OTC in the United States under the ticker LANRF, also trades here in Canada on the CSE under the ticker symbol LCR. Now this one's super interesting. As we just alluded to, they're involved in the lithium or clean energy revolution space, and we've got a lot of things that are really going on internally with this company and at a macro level that makes not only the lithium sector, but Lancaster Resources specifically very interesting at this point in time. Now, as you can see, this was a very active week for Lancaster Resources, up 260% or 36 cents per share. This is as of close on Friday, June 23rd, to end out last week just north of 50 cents US. Now with that being said, if we jump over to the Lancaster Resources website, I'll leave a link in the video description below. You can see they're really focused on powering that transition to a low carbon economy and the various different inputs that are required for that type of transition. You can see up top, they specifically call out their Alkali Flat Project and recent news. And if we go over to the corporate section, you can actually find their recent corporate presentation that I wanted to jump to next up in the video. So in their most recent presentation deck, they cite a number of key catalysts for the lithium and green energy sector overall. So the skyrocketing lithium demand that we've talked about in previous videos. In the graphic on the right here that shows current lithium demand in red compared to the expected lithium demand in the year 2050. And by the year 2040, they're expecting to need more lithium per month than was mined in the entire year of 2021 combined. Now we've talked about the importance of lithium in electric vehicles and the supporting battery infrastructure, and the fact that lithium can be found in a variety of different forms or formats around the world. So closed-base brine deposits currently contain an estimated 58% of the world's identified lithium resources. So it's important to make that distinction. We talk about these lithium brine focused companies. Now the other thing they call out specifically in the investor presentation is what's known as the US Inflation Reduction Act. We've talked about this in a number of videos as well, you guys. So this is really focused on enabling America to tackle the climate crisis, advance their environmental justice, and secure their position as a world leader in domestic clean energy manufacturing. So what this means in more simple terms is the US wants to control their own means of production, and a big part of that is actually these input materials or metals that go into a lot of these various different manufacturing processes. And you can see they then go on to give detail about the Alkali Flat Lithium flagship project, with some of the highlights including excellent access to infrastructure, so highways and railways in the region, the fact that the drill program is a lot more capital efficient for these brine focused companies compared to hard rock lithium deposits, the exclusive 100% acquisition rights, and a combination of this large brine basin, which is similar in geological feature to Clayton Valley, which is extremely rich deposit in the area, and an experienced technical team with over 16 mineral discoveries among the group. So now that we have a general understanding of what Lancaster Resources is all about, their mission or focus as a company, and their flagship project, I wanted to jump into this article from greenrevolutionreports.com. I'll leave a link to this one in the video description as well, and talk about 10 key reasons they cite as to why you should have Lancaster Resources on your watch list. So the article is titled US Inflation Reduction Act, which we just talked about, unleashes potential for this little known company's net zero mining plans to power clean energy and electric vehicles with domestic resources. See why now could be the best time to start your research on Lancaster Resources. And again, you can see the CSE here in Canada under the ticker LCR, or on the OTC in the United States under the ticker LANRF. So if we continue to scroll down, 10 key reasons why Lancaster could be poised for significant upside in the back half of this year. So the first one here, you guys, that enhanced market demand for critical minerals as a result of the US Inflation Reduction Act, which is focused on building domestic EV supply chains here in North America. We've got the global shift towards low carbon and really an overall consensus or participation in this energy transition. And obviously that transition is going to require things like lithium and copper, which Lancaster Resources can provide. Then third, we've got the booming EV market, which landed in the neighborhood of about $205 billion US in 2022 globally and is expected to expand to $1.7 trillion US by 2032. As a result of that, you've got a surge in the actual requirements or demand for lithium, as it's a key component in the lithium-ion batteries that power these electric vehicles. You've got their strategic copper exploration and really that diversification, so you're not just getting lithium focus with Lancaster Resources, but lithium and copper, both of which are supporting that electrification and decarbonization process around the world, so a strong market outlook or underlying fundamentals for those input materials. The fact that Lancaster Resources is strategically located in the United States, which allows them to benefit from that Inflation Reduction Act and that focus on domestic sourcing. Further diversification within their portfolio, which includes the Alkali Flat Lithium Project and a solar project for renewable energy, giving you exposure to multiple different facets or sides of the energy transition sector. And then the final 2 points around supporting renewable energy and the fact that this is climate positive lithium. So a lot of different angles to think about or approach this stock with, you guys, all of which again are extremely bullish in the opinion of the Green Revolution report. Now I think potentially the strongest point this article makes is talking about the case or the desire of the United States and really Canadian government to source and domestically build out this EV supply chain in North America. And you can see specifically cited in the Inflation Reduction Act, it says that at least 40% of critical minerals in the United States made EV batteries must come from US miners or recycling plants or mines in countries with free trade deals with the United States, which would include Canada. And that's going to gradually increase to a maximum of 80% by 2027. So this is only 4 years away, and these companies are going to be required to source up to 80% of their input minerals or battery metals here in North America. And you can see by 2029, 100% of the value of a US-made batteries components must come from North America. So this trend is going to get more and more aggressive over the next decade. Now, if you couple that with the fact that we're currently witnessing an electric vehicle revolution, with many governments actually mandating a switch to electric vehicles in the next few decades, it's no wonder why they expect the global electric vehicle market size to absolutely explode to $1.7 trillion by 2032. And the fact that Lancaster Resources is perfectly positioned at the right place in the right time to take advantage of this booming industry. Now they then go on to talk about this Alkali Flats project or location with their vision to actually include a solar power facility to support that sustainable energy future at this site. So you can see they're concurrently developing a nearby solar project. So again, really getting well-rounded exposure to the entire renewables sector. And I should note this property is in the state of New Mexico. They call out the fact that Lancaster Resources was just recently listed in the United States markets, which is obviously going to increase the amount of exposure and liquidity this company has access to. And they then provide an update on the copper component of this company as well. And you can see Lancaster Resource focus on copper exploration aligns with the rising demand for this essential mineral. The company's strategic focus on copper exploration positions it to benefit from the potential inclusion of copper on the US critical minerals list. So with that being said, you guys, there's a ton to be excited about in terms of Lancaster Resources. Again, they're located within that top tier mining jurisdiction in the United States, in the state of New Mexico, which is the 15th top mining jurisdiction in the world. Obviously, that's a huge benefit when trying to source domestically. They've got the multifaceted or pronged approach to that net zero target or the green energy / renewable sector. The potential to ramp up the solar power division of this organization, whether that be in New Mexico or in the state of Arizona. The macro factor, which is growing demand for these critical minerals that are required in EV technology, solar cell technology, and battery technology. The experienced team that they've brought together at Lancaster Resources, and the low valuation, especially when you compare to peers. And think about the long list of catalysts that's on the horizon for Lancaster. So for those reasons, you guys, I would definitely encourage you to take a closer look at this one. Again, I'll leave a link to their website and the article we discussed in the video description below. If you're still watching at this point in time, hopefully you found some value, so make sure you hit the like button. If you're not currently subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to join. And let me know in the comment section below what you think of Lancaster Resources, the lithium sector in general, and how you're positioning your portfolio to take advantage of this green energy revolution. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.